How's it going, YouTube? It's LBNinja7, and I have not made any Mistweaver gameplay videos in quite some time because it took 45 minutes to get into this key. Nevertheless, we got into a plus 21 Shadowmoon burial ground as Mistweaver, so I mean it took so long to get into this key. This is kind of why I haven't been posting these videos lately. So this is going to be a plus 21. I'm going to be fist weaving. Let me swap and show you guys my talents that I will be running. Alright, so these are the talents. Notice that I am running Focus Thunder for single target damage, really trying to get some Rising Sun kicks on boss fights, but mostly it's just a standard build. I will be using Shadow's Lesson as a buff more than just using Shadowmoon's Gift as a heal, but yeah, just trying to maximize damage and pretty typical fist weaving build for a plus 21. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the key. Also, if you're watching this video and you are not subscribed, what are you doing? It's a click of a button, you can change your mind later, and it's free to press. So just click that button, help me out a ton, and support a small YouTuber.
Alright, you guys have been asking for me to do some post-gameplay commentary. So I will be doing that for this video. This audio is obviously recorded after the key is done and completed. So obviously I'm coming in a little late here. I think I had my audio messed up at the beginning, but nothing really exciting happened that first pool. I don't think anyone really took any damage. Coming in this pool, I noticed my tank's taking a beating, but I know it's a demon hunter. They kind of sometimes will start a pool like that and then just heal it back up. So I'm not panicking too much, but I'm just trying to get my damage rotation out. I probably could have done a lot more damage if I just spinning crane kicked here and probably done enough healing, but I don't think it's too crucial here. One thing about Shadowmoon Burial Grounds is the timer is pretty easy to hit. It's not like, you know, the opposite would be Azure Vault, where that key is so hard to time. But yeah, here these packs are really fun. You just do as much damage as you can. Nothing too special. So for this week we had a Tyrannical, we had, I can't think of it, Storming, I'm pretty sure is what it's called, the one that the tornadoes spawn, so pretty easy to deal with. Just gotta keep an eye on it for certain mechanics. And then Raging, so when ads get low, they'll do a bit more damage. So gotta watch out for that, and we are very well equipped to deal with these mechanics. So Storming, is Storming the weekly affix, or is that what the Dragonflight affix is called? You can tell, like, this Dragonflight affix has been so bad, but oh, okay, so there, Rogue almost died to a dot. That dot is filthy, so I need to be more on top of that cast in the future, and highly recommend being on top of that, because that dot, two ticks and someone's dead, but I think he used an offensive, so it took 3 ticks, but yeah, like I said, we're really well equipped to deal with Raging, since we have an AoE stun and Ring of Peace. It's like AoE crowd control. Once things get low, we can kind of boop them off the tank if we need to. We can just stun them just in case. But yeah, so coming into this first boss, I know this boss can really challenge how you do your healing, so your cooldown rotation. There's a couple moments in the fight that require some healing, and one is this cast right here. So I summoned Chi-Ji. I kind of do it a little late because I wanted to kind of damage check it without putting too many people at risk. But yeah, Chi-Ji kind of handled it pretty easily along with Thunder Focus T, so I know that combination's good. But it did not feel like Thunder Focus T could do it on its own, so I'm also thinking here Thunder Focus T with like an Essence Font, and then Shadowmoon's Gift could also be very good. So also this mechanic, no one's really at risk of dying unless a sword falls on them there, but they get put really low, and then like this cast after it like follows right after it. So there I use Revival because it's just a nasty overlap, but the pacing of the fight kind of benefits us later on. Because that overlap kind of has more spacing between it, so this ad, it's not as crucial that you swap to it, you know, if you want to cheese and just stay on the boss, just to make sure everyone's like getting the max amount of healing. whatnot, then you can. Right there, could not tell you why I walked over the purple things. I think I saw this mechanic coming and just like whiffed and went to the wrong thing. But I have used my defensives now, so like I used Fortifying Brew and then Dampen Farm, I think is the one that I'm running here. But yeah, see there, I kind of played it very risky, let some people get very low, but I use Chi-Ji, but I'm not really maximizing Chi-Ji, I'm just trying to use it as best as possible, and I think in this fight it's okay to not try and get like the max amount of envelop you miss out, but just hit the people that need it, and kind of stay at 3 stacks if you need to, and just hold off a bit, because you don't want to overcommit cooldowns in this fight. That's the easiest way to fail, is using 2 cooldowns for a mechanic that only needed 1, and kind of panicking. But see here, we got Shadowmoon's gift, we get the crit buff, so we're about to be just pumping healing, which leads us into this next mechanic really well. So I know with that crit buff I can just spam Vivify. It got really close there, but you know, I was really watching how much damage each tick was doing. Trying to get as much fist weaving value as possible, but with such a melee heavy group, these swords are going to fall on melee. It's just going to get awkward. So I'm not too concerned about my damage. I am watching my mana though, but I have plenty of mana pots. So we have Chi-Ji coming up for this last one. We have Thunder Focus T, but we're about to get some damage out. So I'm thinking, how can I heal people through this? We Thunder Focus T, Essence Fawn, just get some quick AoE healing. Our tank actually goes down, which I had Cocoon available. So then after the tank goes down, I thought he was going to survive. I don't know what happened there, but after he goes down, I pay attention to who the boss autos or melees, and I cocooned them in panic. So coming up to this next pack, if it stays alive too long, can be kind of scary. But for the most part, it's not too bad, to be honest. There's a couple kicks that need to happen, but we're going in full mana. We have Chi-Ji up, and honestly, it shouldn't need a cooldown. But I use my little white tiger statue. Those domination casts are scary, and I'm looking at that one. I had to kick it because it lasted a pretty long time. Like here, I'm thinking, okay, I have kicks. I got some CC. I just need some help from everyone else. And yeah, some other casts get off. Some people are gonna die here actually. So yes, there's one death. I'm spamming my kick button. It's just like off. It's on cooldown. So yeah, I use Ring of Peace, get an AOE little mini interrupt there, but yeah, we did lose one. But overall, I mean, at Shadowmoon Burial Grounds, some of these earlier packs are actually kind of the scariest, not because they're like difficult, but if a cast gets off, like someone will die, like Death Blast can basically one-shot into someone, like it did literally just then. And this is a Tyrannical week, so it's even worse on Fortified. But I am just like, I'm trying to be the Death Blast controller, but I only have one throat jab, but I'm trying to use it as often as possible. I want to get the max value of that, and that is to keep it on cooldown on important kicks. But yeah, once he goes down, this little Void Blast, it doesn't do too much damage. You honestly can just heal through it. You don't have to kick it. So see, it only dealt like a third of my health, which is just like, I can Ancient Teachings up before the next one. So saving our kick for this next little pack, because there are more Death Blasts.
Your blissful afterlife is over.
Y'all ever notice Feline Stomp kind of looks like a penis? Is that just me? Alright, anyways, so yeah, I'm right now just like looking at my cooldowns and watching their cast bars. I see those casts go off, so I have Ring of Peace, just had it ready. Always in my mind with these packs, they don't do a lot of maintenance damage. There's not a lot of ticking damage coming out that you have to constantly heal. The healing is from the casts, so instead of just like watching everyone's health bars, I can kind of take some time to look down at my bars and see what abilities I have on cooldown, or off cooldown, I guess. Yeah. So we're coming up on this boss. This boss is like incredibly easy, especially for Mistweavers. I feel like I don't know how to explain it, but the one phase where you kind of split off and have to fight your shadow self, like phase is really easy for us, especially because we have touch of death. I kind of double take there, like why did he walk over that? And then I realized the hunter trapped it, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess we just leave it. But you'll see me kind of worry about that little ad the whole fight. See, I'm checking it now, seeing how long the trap timer is. Keeping my eye on it. But yeah, so basically just single target, patchwork, little fight here, trying to do as much damage as possible. Thunder Focus T, cycling Rising Sun Kicks, just staying out of that, healing whoever got trapped in it. And really not too difficult of a fight. This fight is kind of the prime example for why everyone thinks this dungeon's easy. And did you see that? That Rising Sun Kick dealt like over half of its health, and I didn't even have to use Touch of Death. But, you know, I'm the first one out basically every time, and then I just cross my fingers that everyone else survives and get ready to heal them as soon as they get out. Yeah, just free damage here. Thunder Focus T, straight up just for damage. That's pretty much the whole fight. I do think, I mean, a lot of this fight relies on the DPS to kill their shade fast enough, or use the defensive during that phase, and I think our hunter actually dies during it, eventually, but it's really not a big issue. At no point really so far am I worried about timing. We're going at a good pace. It's tyrannical, so as long as we get these boss fights over with in a reasonable amount of time, then that's good. As long as we don't wipe to these bosses, basically. So, took a tick there. Oop, that was my phone. But yeah. So I guess since this boss is pretty easy and pretty free, I'll talk about something else as the hunter ticks away. So, as you guys see, I am a very small YouTuber. I am actually coming up on 1,250, so 1,250 subscribers, which, guys, I never even thought I would get 100. Like, 100 people wanted to come back and watch my videos. I mean, it's blown me away, but over 1,000, and now we're going up, getting close to 2,000, like, it's just great. So I really do appreciate all the support. It is hard being a Mistweaver YouTuber. You know, there's not many of us that play this spec, and I know I kind of knew going into it that my audience would be kind of narrow. But you know, guys, as a Mistweaver player, I knew that we lacked content creators, and I just wanted to fill that void for people that were starting like I did. When I first started, there was no real Mistweaver player that made guides and stuff. And now, you know, we have myself, we have like a couple others. But yeah, I mean, I try to make the videos that I would have wanted to watch when I first started, but yeah, it's difficult. So for those of you who are here, I don't know why I'm saying all this, but for those of you that are here, I do appreciate when you subscribe, because it kind of, we're a small community, but you know, we can be loud at times, and how to be loud and show me that you like my videos and like Mistweaver content in general is by hitting subscribe. So this pack is terrifying. Shit's hitting the fan. People are dying, people are taking a bunch of damage. I don't want to use revival because I know I'll need it coming up. Maybe I could have used it there, but it's honestly not a big deal. It's just casts were getting off. You know, I kind of panicked and robbed, but it just split everything up even more. I think this pack is really good when you have a Death Knight tank that can kind of really control all the ads, pull them to one spot. Yeah, so I don't know. Having like one death I shouldn't have died there. It was definitely preventable. But I think I just underestimated the amount of casts that we get off, and yeah. So this guy, he kind of did come in clutch here. He's calling like kicks. I don't even know if we kind of went by his guide, but just knowing that he would get one kind of helped a lot, and I kind of tried to focus the other one. But yeah, being a Mistweaver, a lot of people don't know this, but this pack is like cheesed if you have a Mistweaver. I mean, just having Revival, you shouldn't let a Necrotic Burst get off, but if one gets off, it's totally fine. Plague Spit, I mean, we have Detox, so, yeah, like that dot for other healers, it's pretty tough. Even like Resto Druids who have really strong hots, that dot can kind of compete with those hots. Look at that spider dancing. I think the tank was dancing maybe, but that spider just like, me and him we just went to prom together. But yeah, this pack, this whole dungeon, honestly, we're probably like a secret Biss healer for this dungeon. Maybe not. Some of the boss mechanics are a little difficult for us, but nothing too bad.
Marked by lightning.
And once again, the Hunter MVP calling out this like kick thing, but nothing too difficult. I mean, I'm really just focusing damage here and then just watching cast. You see there, I kicked, but turns out I didn't need to. You can really have that not happen if you have better add-ons. I feel like there's one that tracks everyone else's kick, but yeah, I kind of go without it. But it would, I mean, obviously it's a good one to have, but I just don't use it. Man, we just healed someone for 100k. That had to have been a Rising Sun kick. Hey, that won't happen starting 10.1. If you guys haven't seen, we are getting some Mistweaver changes. I made a video on it, but it is basically a rework. They're reworking ancient teachings, and since that's such an integral part of being a Fistweaver, it's basically like they're reworking all of Mistweaver. They're basically making ancient teachings, instead of like a single target bursty heal, it's going to be more of like a hot. It's going to feel like a hot, as long as you're doing your damage cycle. And then Vivify is going to fill that void of more so than it already does of being that single target spot heal. So really cool changes, very like interesting concept. Not what I would have expected they'd do, but I am looking forward to playing it and trying it out, seeing how it does, because it does sound really sweet. And it sounds like in Raid we're not going to overheal as much, and obviously in Mythic Plus too. But yeah, you know, I am a little worried on how it's going to perform in Mythic Plus, but honestly not really, because it sounds strong. Like, it sounds really strong on what we need for our healing in Mythic Plus. Because like right now I'm sitting here damaging, like, all Rising Sun Kick and do 100k heal to someone, but they're like at 95% health. If that would have been split up to like 33k across 3 players, that would have just been better in that scenario. So there might be some situations where it's not as good, like when one person drops really low, but like we can't even control who that hits anyways now. So yeah, you know, I'm thinking it's going to be a really positive change. So in this fight, you'll see me make some mistakes, and honestly, I've done this dungeon, you know, 30, 40 times maybe, and just didn't know this. Apparently, while you're in here during Inhale, I'm guessing you can't move. Like, I didn't leave the circle, but I was, like, moving around a little bit, and it inhaled me. And I'll do this a couple more times, but, you know, lesson learned. And look, telling me my clothes are done in the dryer, but, yeah, just, how did I not know that? I feel like that's something I should know. Maybe all other 39 runs I've just been super patient and stood still, but in this one I just, you know, had a little Mistweaver wiggle. Yeah, this boss is easy, but man, this boss is annoying. Lots of movement, and just downtime. It feels like, so you have to kill these little ads, especially now that these ads don't contribute percent. I mean, it's been like that for a while now, but
The elements
it's just
answer to
annoying,
me.
honestly. Everyone's spread out, so it is a little harder for us to heal, but just trying to keep hots on people. Just if they do take some damage, hopefully they can kind of get carried to full health again. through that. But yeah, just using Shayloon's gift for damage, using Thunder Focus Tea for extra Rising Sun kicks. That's about all I'm doing. See, Shayloon's gift. No one really needed healing right there, but I just wanted to get a since we're gonna be standing still here right next to the boss, get some kind of damage buff, and I got the crit one, which is okay. It's not bad. It gives a good bit of damage, but nothing too exciting. It's definitely not the damage dupe one. I do like the damage dupe one a lot, especially with Resonating Fist. To me, that's just fun. I don't know if it's the best. I don't know if it equates to the most damage, but see here, I move again. I'm in the middle of Chi-Ji. I'm like, oh no, come on, roll, but no, it's just too late. I'm like, is there a moment here where I'm not silenced? Can I click myself? Nope. Am I silenced in the air? No, I'm spamming Enveloping Mist. There we go. So this boss just drags on. But I mean, honestly, it is very easy. Not too much healing needs to be done. Compared to like the first boss and the last boss of this dungeon, it is pretty easy. It is one of those that's like a pug killer. I feel like if you don't know what the boss mechanics are, you could die easily. Like if I don't know, if the tank gets inhaled a couple times, just doesn't understand the inhale mechanic or something. But you know, here at a plus 21, you expect people to really know what's going on. So here we have 11.5 minutes. We got to finish off this boss, and then get through that basically 2 more packs. Now these 2 packs are scary, especially the second one. It's right before the last boss. Last boss needs a lot of healing, but that last pack needs a lot of healing, a ton of healing. So in my head right now, I'm like, okay, this boss is gonna fall over. Let's try to hold on to these cooldowns, not have to use them, and try to plan out my cooldowns. So this next pack, I'm gonna try not to use any. I think as long as we CC and don't take too much unnecessary damage or ticks from like the dots and stuff, then I won't have to revival. We gotta watch that Necrotic Burst cast again, so I don't have to waste revival. And then it'll allow us to go into the final pack with as many cooldowns up as possible. So that's kind of how I'm thinking, and then I can worry about the boss later. We have 1 minute Chi-Ji. We should at least have that up for the boss, and that should carry us until the other cooldowns come off cooldown. But right here, I'm just thinking save as much as possible. Just use stuns, use whatever I can. Yeah, try to just use detox if I can, because I know that this last room is scary. We got 2 dots out. 3 dots out. You know, I cleanse one, start trying to heal up the others. I'm like, I do not want to use revival. Can I get away with it? No, it's just not worth like dying or wiping at this point. Probably could have gotten away with it, but you know, it better be safe than sorry. But you know, this 2-pack is pretty scary. Now on a fort week, I probably would have just like grit my teeth and bared that, and then saved revival here, because you would need probably every cooldown here on a 21 fortified. But yeah, see, that cast will half health people, a little over half health people, and they both cast it. So you got 2 to deal with, back to back to back, right there all at the start, and you got to do some healing. So pop Chi-Ji, pop Shayloon's gift, fully stacked Shayloon's gift, and we get the damage reduction and haste. Now I am not doing a good job of utilizing that haste buff. I'm kind of treating it as if I don't have it, because I probably didn't realize. I'm probably panicking right now and don't realize that, oh, I could probably get 2 Vivify casts off in the amount of time that I'm used to casting 1. So those casts are just going again. Luckily, my group was clutch and targeted one of these dudes down. Got it out of the way, so we just have to deal with 1. And Void Eruption is fine. As long as he's casting that, we are not taking mandatory damage. We are just taking damage that we stand in. So we survived. It was close. We used some cooldowns there, but we made it. So here I'm like, let's get there. We got to drink mana. Start this boss fight full, because it's fortified, or it's tyrannical. These fights go on long, and yeah, I just wanted to have as much mana as possible. Also, I'm thinking, who's our ranged? But we do have a hunter. so they can bait the swords, which they do, and they do a great job. So shout out to this hunter. You know, he died sometimes because he's just playing a hunter. They're squishy. They're honestly just very squishy right now. But with the cards he's dealt, he did a great job. So pretty mechanically gifted guy. If you see this guy, or if you just want to shoot him a message and see if he's online while you're playing, just shoot him a message, tell him that you saw him in a video. Here's the link, and you did a great job. So people are dropping low. I see revivals coming off cooldown soon, but I gotta get some heals out, so I try to really get a Vivify cast off before the Vivacious Vivification buff comes on, so that I can kind of rapid fire 2 in a row. So you'll see me do that a couple times. Yeah, really trying to use Vivify often. As soon as it comes, you know, that 10-second window's over. Yeah, Shaylin's gift, we are pumping. We got crit buff. I'm a little disappointed. I'm like, well, maybe any of the other ones would have been better, but that crit buff is nice for this Vivify cleave and for like Essence Font. But we gotta watch that hunter. I mean, he is our only range. I don't want to have to run out and bait those beams. So now we're playing catch up. I'm like, yeah, I have revival, but I need to start casting some more Vivifies, get people caught up on health, so we don't get snowballed. And there we go, press revival. We are not really in a good spot, so I need to be more careful. Basically, I'm thinking my mana bar is about equal to his health bar, but all my cooldowns are on cooldown, so I need to use Shaylin's gift, you know, basically too frequently, just as a healing button, and not let it stack up all the way. I just need to be casting it and see, like right here, just use it for some healing to help out, and yeah, and we can kind of bounce back and be okay, because that's how strong Shaylin's gift is. And imagine when it's gonna hit 5 people, it's gonna be so nice. We won't get that buff because it'll kind of. Oh wait, will we? Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will. But yeah, so this boss, I'll go ahead and get out of here on the mic. I've been kind of chatting your ear off, so hopefully you didn't mute the video and you enjoyed this commentary. I've had quite a lot of people request this commentary style where I just talk about it after I've already completed it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I really enjoy you guys. I enjoy reading comments. I respond to basically every single comment, unless I forget to respond to one. But like, your comments really make my day. I have a really horrible job, like truly just toxic job, but I'll get a comment in the middle of a work day and it will brighten up my attitude and just like kind of reset me mentally. So keep that coming. You guys are awesome, and I look forward to talking to you guys down in the comments. And please subscribe if you haven't already. This Demon Hunter is about to die, but we're chilling. But yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. It's a free button, and you'll hear me talk about that more in the outro. I'm sorry I talk about it a lot, but it is kind of what we need. We need to grow subscriptions so that I can get to do this full time. I really look forward to that. So I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here.
Kindling of bone and shadow.
Alright guys, now for the post-key recap. I'm going to look over my stats and see what my top damaging and healing sources were, but I want to talk about that key a little bit. So it took me about 45 minutes of queuing up for 20s and 21s of keys that I haven't timed yet to get into a group, and it finally someone accepted me, so shout out to those guys. But like, that's kind of unreal. You guys saw how smooth that key was, how well we were able to handle everything. Some mechanics were rough, but we really felt the weakness of hunters and how squishy they are right now. He died on, I think, on the first boss, but he was just taking a lot of damage every single boss. So but I mean, Mistweavers are so good, and I just think the public is kind of biased or unbiased toward them. Yeah, that is just a different discussion. But yeah, 45 minutes to get into a group just really makes me not want to play the game. That's kind of why there's been a lot less key videos lately. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this because I miss doing it. I like running keys. So let's look at our damage. So my primary source was Rising Sun Kick, and you know it's Tyrannical week, so I really tried to just tune my build a little bit to do a little bit more single target damage. So that's a good bit of Rising Sun Kick damage, but Spinning Crane Kick, I could have pressed a little bit more of that key, I think. I just felt with how squishy some of the classes were, and just, you know, with it being a tougher week on damage, and some of the kicks weren't going off, that I just felt like I needed to be just more cycling my kick, my little 3-button rotation of Tiger Palm and Blackout Kick. But Tiger Palm actually doing a lot more damage. That little where it hits twice is nice. Resonant Fist did a lot less than I thought it would, and then Claw of White Tiger, that statue's kind of just bad, but I try to use it at some good moments. Yeah, so that's damage. Also for my single target build, what I meant by that is I was going Thunder Focused, or Focus Thunder, and trying to get like 3 Rising Sun Kicks in a row on bosses especially. So healing, we didn't have a tank that heals himself a lot. Tank was really good, but you know, like Death Knights, they'll definitely out heal you and just overshadow you and make your healing look bad. But since we didn't have a Death Knight, or like some of the other tanks that do that, we had top healing, which is always nice to see. Makes you feel useful in a dungeon. Kind of makes you feel like how it should. Ancient Teachings hard carried. I'm pretty sure this is the, I don't know. This is the, I don't know. It's kind of split up, but Awakened Phaline. So I'm pretty sure Awakened Phaline is your Rising or your Spinning Crane Kicks. Could be wrong there, but you know, Ancient Teachings just doing such a great job. And with these changes that are coming in 10.1, it's gonna be kind of exciting to see it. It might go up more. But Vivify also just coming in clutch. I was pressing that quite a bit. So just trying to really sustain us with that and keep the maintenance healing up through Ancient Teachings and Vivify. Keep people from dropping a little too low. And Shayloon's Gift, you'll probably notice I did not use it as healing as much as I usually do. So I didn't really need it as that little extra cooldown to fill in the revival and Chi-Ji windows. I used it primarily for the buff that it gives you, so the Shao's Lesson buff. And I got the haste one once in kind of a bad spot, but I got the crit one quite a few times, the damage dupe one, and I just kind of used it as a damage buff. So yeah, and I think this is the damage dupe one, right? Anger is, yeah, duplicated. So yeah, so it got a lot of good damage value, and I'm sure the crit value kind of reflects in here too. So yeah, overall I liked using it that way, but I like having it also as a backup for healing. On some of those bosses, especially that last boss, I kind of needed an extra button to press, so I pressed it a couple times as healing with like 1 or 2 stacks. But yeah, overall really saved revival for like a mass detox. But yeah, the key went really smooth. Honestly, we are really good right now. We obviously could be better and be more competitive with like a Voker and Druid, but I think we really do compete with like Paladin especially, and Holy Priests and Disc Priests even. I really think that we compete with those classes, and yeah, overall it was a pretty solid key. Hope you guys liked the gameplay. It's been a while. I've been making some other content. If you guys really liked my little comedy bit short video, really appreciate the support on that. I was really nervous to post it because one, did some embarrassing stuff in it. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. and 2, it's unlike anything I've posted in the past. So yeah, really appreciate the support you guys have been giving me lately, and let's keep that going with a like and hitting subscribe. If you're not subscribed now, what are you doing? So many of you guys are not subscribed, and it just helps me out so much when you hit that button. It's free to do so, and you can always change your mind later, so make sure you're hitting that button. And yeah, this has been a plus 21 Shadowmoon Burial Ground. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.